My name is Chief Olabinjo, the Commandant General, Local Joint Task Force, Ikorodu Division, under Ikorodu Division Peace Initiative Guarantee Limited.
Okay, you are the Commandant General.
Yes, sir.
For how long, sir?
That is just for 2 years and some days.
2 years and some days?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, Ikorodu Division Peace Initiative. Can you briefly tell us the idea behind the security outfit?
In the past, we have a famous security outfit that is on ground then, who is Oyabo Vigilante Group. But there are other security outfits too, who are working one way or the other in the Ikorodu Division. But when Idpil committee come on board, they decided to merge us together. The Agbekoya, the VGN, the OPC, WAMA, and some others. They asked us to come together so that we form the local joint task force, so that we will be working together. So that is what brought up the Idpil that we now call Idagiri Ekun today. Yes, that is our nickname, Idagiri Ekun.
When it was time to bring everybody together to fight crimes, to combat crime as a single unit, was it really challenging, for everybody to now come and get involved with just one body?
There is nothing of such, because we all determined to serve our community. So if they now call you to come and serve, it is a welcome development for each and everyone. That is the reason why we see a lot of people coming out then to serve under Ikorodu Division Peace Initiative.
Okay, Ikorodu is made up of 1 local government and 5 LCDAs.
Yeah.
How do the Ikorodu Division Peace Initiative security outfits, how do they operate across these 1 local government and 5 LCDAs?
Yeah, we have organogram that we have organogram that was placed on ground. We have the commandant, we have deputy commandant, we have some of these top officers before the commander. Are you getting me? The commander are the one that we take to each zones. That is the LCD. They must have their own commander. Each of the LCD have their own commander. Ibububaiko have their own commander. Ikorodu Central have their own commander. Even in Central here, what we have on ground is 6 commanders. Why happens to be the overall commander that controls. Then under me, I still have about 4 deputy commander. Deputy admin, deputy logistics, deputy finance, and deputy operation. So those are the people who works across the entire division. And while we have all these leaders, we also have their officers that work directly under them in their various LCD. But in the central body, we have operational team. And those operational team at least operates once in a while. We have a roster. Today might be Jede, tomorrow might be Tupate, next might be Ibishi, and some others. So we work with each other.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's go into the crime. Let's go into that perspective. Let's say you have a unit in Ijede LCDA, and from a close source, information got to your team that there there is a perpetrator somewhere around that axis that needs to be called to justice, and your team got those information. How, I don't know if it's going to be a kind of internal question I'm telling you to answer, because when your unit is when they have information about some dubious acts going on in a particular LCD, how do they go about it?
We can't say everything on here.
Yes.
We have a mode of operating. Okay. If anything happens, we quickly at least tap the necessary people that are supposed to be called, and before you know it, we'll get the evil perpetrated arrested. As per our operations, we had a lot of operations that we did during this just 2 years. Unlike in Nigeria, don't let me start from Nigeria, let me start from the central here. In the past that we have a case of Eye, and that's a major problem that we normally have in the Ikorodu division here. And if you look at the central now, you see that everything has calmed down. Yes. We arrested a lot of them. Even last year, we arrested about 183 or 185. Some of them are still in court today, that we are going for their prosecution, while some was released. In the process, some of them say that crime didn't pay. They came back to us in our office and said they have surrendered. And that is the reason why you see that here in the central, everything goes down. In, what do they call it? Ogolonto, that is Ikorodu West. We call Ikorodu West Zone 2. Ikorodu Central is Zone 1. West is Zone 2. You can see that last month, you see a case of killings. Yes, killings there. But we mobilized ourselves and went to that particular place. And from the record, we arrested 63. Out of the 63, 25 are confirmed ANIA member. So we took them to CP Tactical Team. We didn't do this job alone. When we heard about the development, we contacted the office of the Commissioner of Police, and we were referred to the tactical team at Araro, led by CSP Godfrey. So we moved in around 11 o'clock, 11:12, and we were able to arrest those suspects. And if you can see, when you go to the place I'm talking about now, the entire place is cool and calm. When you go to inside the Utu and some others, you can see, because our men are always on ground there. So the act of indiscipline and some other things, one way or the other, we did not say we will eradicate the crime totally, but at least we'll bring it to the minimum. So if you go to all those areas now, you discover that everything has calmed down. Those are the only area that we have a little challenges. Other areas I'm talking about, they also have their, they set up their local joint tax force. And some of these people they use in all other local governments were trained by Idpil. I was one that led them to police command 2 years ago. So I don't know what later transpired. The local government decided to set up their own local security outfits. But with that, we are ready to work with anybody who is willing to work and serve the community. So, Ibububayeku, Ibeshe is a notorious place. You heard some news how they attack army officers and some others then. But to God be the glory, we arrested about 7 in connection to that matter and handed them over to policemen. We first arrested one guy and took it to Army Barrack. I think in the process, he mentioned some other names. And later, we moved down, because some of them was arrested, some of them, after did what they did at Ibishi, they ran into Ibubu. So we arrested them at Ibubu. Are you getting me? A lot of crime has been committed in Ibubu. But there is a kind of politics they are playing there. They don't want other security outfits to work in their domain, which is very, very bad. But with that, we'll still take our courage to help those areas. Sometimes last year also, we arrested 2 teenagers, 19 and 17 years, who killed 2 Okada men within 2 weeks. We have the record. When we get them arrested, I personally led the team that handed them over to DC Panti. They killed them with cutlass, and they killed them at Macaulay in Ibubu. Those young guys are living in Ureta, and you can say that they take their time. If they call the Okada man that they are going to Macaulay, when they boarded the Okada, while they get to their destination, one will be talking as if he want to bring out money, while the other one will use cutlass on that person. We arrested them too. Are you getting me? So they have various criminal activities in Bobo, but because of the politics in place, that is the reason why we don't really face those areas. You can hear what happened recently, the issue of kidnapping in those areas. Those who are kidnapping there, they are not spirits. They are human beings. They don't come from the sky. Why they are not coming from the ground? They are our son, our brother. They are part of them. They are their family. Are you getting me? So, once they give us necessary information about all these people, it will be very easier to get them. Are you getting me? A lot of things was done when that thing happens. Unlike the burning of what they call it, the shanties around that area, where the same palm wine and some other, it's not necessary. Are you getting me? Because these are the areas where people comes and relax. And those are the areas where we can easily get our information. Are you getting me? So if you paralyze a place where you can get information, how do we get it? So that is that on those areas. Because that place also, I think, imparts some areas in Elekwe. You can see what happened in Elekwe last year. A guy called 50 was arrested, and a lot of gun was recovered in that area.
That's Elekwe when you are headed to Egypt.
Yes, yes. Some part of Ibubu, the other part of Ijede LCD. Are you getting me? So in Ijede, a lot also has been happening in Ijede, which we have been trying our possible best to see that we put all those things under control. Unlike when they are doing their Ajede Day, it was a different case entirely, it's a different story entirely. Because we got in that the area in those areas invited all the parishes in Lagos State, that all various group of area in the entire Lagos State, for their Ajede Day. So we contacted the office of the Commissioner of Police, and they deployed a team that will join us to combat and make sure we restore peace in that area. When we got there, what we first discovered is even the entire Ijede people accepted those guys, because we saw them in their palace dancing, whining, and we see their banner in their palace there. To me, it shows that the people around that area accepted them. So we don't want to bother them. We were just there so that they won't perpetrate any evil. Even the policemen that led from the command said we should just leave them and make sure that we didn't allow any bad thing to happen. And that place in question, we have area command, we have divisional police office there, and I don't know how Ijede is like that. Though we at least give a report to the committee of the IDPI that they should look into what we observe there, and also invited all the abales, their chiefs there, so that they discuss on how such thing will not repeat itself. So that is that on Ijede. But there are other areas under that Ijede, like Ibudu. Sometimes last year, there was an issue there between the Hausa community and the Yoruba community. So we went there. And the surprise part of it is that place in question, because the member of the committee of IDPI also accompanied us down there to see what is happening there. All these shanties were under power line, and a lot of weapons was there with these Hausa people. And then we also sent the video to the office of the chief of staff so that they should come down, look at what we observed, and did something. And up to today, nothing was done. And you can see recently, sometimes in February, there was an issue here in Ikorodu that some office of the DSS came into Ikorodu and arrested 3 ISWAP members and 10 Boko Haram members. Are you getting me? So in that area, we need to be very careful and very security conscious, so that whenever you see something, you say something. So that is that on Ijede. When we go to Imota axis there, you know Imota comprised of Adamo. Some of the villages around those areas are somehow bushy area. Yes. Most of the cases they have there is the case of land grabbers. Are you getting me? So, and if we wanted to act, we need to be very careful. Here in Ikorodu, they have ways of bringing somebody down. But to God be the glory. Today, Imota and the environment there, we make sure that we install peace there. Apart from the ones between the villages who are fighting over land, or the case of Eye, Aye, or whatever, come down. But a particular place, I think that is under Ikorodu North, Ilugusi. There is a particular place bearing Lugusi and Agufoye. Lubusi, Agofoye. You heard last year there was a kidnap, about 2 cases of kidnapping there. The Lubusi is very close to Babinti Macaulay. So that area, I don't know whether it falls under. We are working on that place, and very soon we'll carry out a very laudable operation in that area. You see that we do something. Ikorodu North. Ikorodu North, is the largest. If I wanted to look at it, is the largest LCDA in Ikorodu. But that comprises of Isiwu, Eyegbe, Udogiyon, Udunla, Agbede, and some other area there. We have, because they have the highest number of members in IDPI. But today, I can beat my chest that all those areas we have restored a total normalcy there. And if you want to work in those areas and you want to achieve, you need to extend your operation to their neighboring villages there, like, what do they call it? Imure, Eyegbe, Igodi, and other areas like that. We went to all those areas. We arrested some of the notorious cultists there. And today, you can see that all those areas, there is no problem. So that is what has happened so far within the 2 years of our operations.
I want to call your attention. I think it's last year when the King, Yayongure, hosted the Commissioner of Police, and also the Army, the brigadiers that came in the latter part of the year. We were there, and they talked about how, in fact, I would say they commended the effort of the neighborhood police in terms of IDPIL, the initiative, and how with them, with an outfit like yours, it helps them to do their jobs better. So that is how my next line of question is, when it comes to synergizing with the police command and the soldiers, how do IDPIL, how do you combat crime and align it to ensure that the upper authorities, in terms of those who are perpetrating the crimes, and they get to the right spot and they pay for their crimes, aligning with the police and the armies? How do you do that?
We have a very cordial relationship. The Nigerian Police Force, the Nigeria Army, the Nigerian Navy. The only people that I can say we don't have, it is because we don't have a field where we work together. That is the Nigerian Air Force. The NDLA, all of them, we have a very cordial relationship. Even sometimes, once in a month, we do have meetings in their various offices to see and to give them the information about what is happening in our community or in our town. Are you getting me now? So we have a very cordial relationship. You can see the CPs visiting that day.
Yes.
We also what happened. That shows that we were together. And that day also, when we have a very closed door meeting, the CP also even aligned us that we should work directly with his own team, which is the tactical team, led by CSP Godfrey. And to God be the glory, we achieved a lot within that short period that we are working with. Because Godfrey has been in Ikorodu before, It was the first, what will you call it? The first OC SARS in Ipakodo. So, the Nigerian Army, if you look at our last operation at Ogolonto, it is not only we and policemen that did the operation. We also aligned with the Nigerian Navy, and we both did the operation. Even the little screening that we did it in their chamber there before we both handed over them to Nigerian police force. So we don't just go out for operation. And if you are coming out for operation, we have to inform them so that one or two of their members who have the authority will join us. We might have a lot of numbers. Are you getting it? Most of the police stations that we have in Ikodu here today, the number of female officers, I can say it multiply the number of men that are working in Ikodu. So how are they going to work? But we are still have some of the able-bodied who can do this job. So that is the reason why you can see some of the divisional police officers always praise us that we are doing very wonderfully well.
The platform was set up and it came to your table to lead the charge on combating this crime at the community level. If you want to say, when it comes to your level of expertise, the approach you took in order to really see that peace comes from your quota, what would you say when you want to highlight those, should I call it a gift or your level of experience? What approach would you say you use in terms of
even when but what we did then was, I can say that is an election. Because when the committee was invited all of us, he said they should choose among us the person that is going to lead. And between ourselves there, I was chosen to lead due to our past records. As I've said, the past records happens to be the operational man of Onyabo Vigilante Group. And they see the way I move with my men, the way I related with people. So I believe that is what gives some of the members of the other group that I should lead. And the little period that we work together, they see that the little experience that I have in security, because I'm not a former police officer, and I'm also not a military officer before. I'm a sportsman. I played football for about 15 years. So it is a God gift, because I cannot really express how I got all those experiences, the knowledge and everything. I only said that it is the God will. God said, I will lead and I will lead well. So today I thank God for the little thing that God gave me.
Okay. Final question. Ikorodu now is considered the third largest city in the southwest. And that has actually put us in a position where more people are coming to this region to dwell, businesses and all that. So as we let you go from a security standpoint, what would be your message to, most especially aside from residents who actually have a feel of what this activity is all about, when it comes to those who are just coming here to find a dwelling place. What would be your message to them?
My message to everybody is they should also come to our aid. Are you getting me? The IDPIL who are doing all these things, they are spending money. They are spending money. And I expect the community itself to have their own quota, their own contribution to what is on ground. We have about 15 vehicles that we are fueling every day for patrolling. We have all other security equipment that are needed. Are you getting me? I'm appealing to everybody to at least, once they contribute their own quota to what is on ground, at least Ikorodu will be a safer place for them to live. Because if you have enough money in the IDPIL, we can also, because what we have on ground now is 200 personnel. So, and 200 personnel to combat about 6 LCD, you will know that it's not an easy task. And as you can see, it is a record here that left other neighboring area, like my 12, K2 and Co, be inviting us for an operation. Just today, tonight, we are carrying out another operation at, what do they call it? Ogolonto, Oshogun, Odelede, those axes. And if he said, we want to clean our own area and leave our neighboring places, it will be another burden for us, because if it happens there, we run down here. So it's better that we give them also the little fight that we can give them, so that we'll restore peace in those areas too. So I will advise them, the investors should come into Ikorodu. Presently, Ikorodu is peaceful. If you want to build your house, you want to invest, come to Ikorodu. But with that, I employ them to please contribute to the purse of IDPI so that we can all have a peaceful Ikorodu.